You know how many chapters are there in auditing?
11.
11 chapters. Correct. How much of marks for MCQ?
30 marks.
30 marks. Okay. So how many, when I say CARO, what will you remember?
Company's auditors report order.
Company's auditors report order. Okay. What standards you are going to study in auditing?
Standards on auditing.
Standards on auditing. Will you read about banks?
Yes.
Yes. For banks, what are the two acts majorly you will cover?
Banking Regulation Act, RBI Act.
Banking Regulation Act 1949, RBI Act 1934. Okay, very good. Do you have something apart from standards also? Yes. Audit of items of financial statements, special audit and bank audit. How many standards are there?
27.
27. What act you are going to majorly cover in auditing? Companies Act. When I said Companies Act, we talked about what schedule for financial statement? Schedule 3. So Schedule 3 will include accounts and law also, but majorly we will cover this auditing. What is the job of the auditor?
To audit the accounts.
To audit the accounts, that is what we know till now, but what we told now? Report. Give opinion and give report. Okay, this is the basic idea. Okay. Now, do you know what is financial statement, guys? What is financial statement?
Trading and profit and loss account, sir.
Trading and profit and loss account. Okay. So when you say profit and loss account itself, trading also will come. So when you read in CA Inter, you will never use a word called trading, because for net profit, you should have obviously calculated gross profit or gross loss, whatever. Correct? So you are not going to tell trading, profit and loss account. Okay, very good. Then
balance sheet.
Balance sheet. Very good. Then
Cash flow statement.
Cash flow statement. You will talk about cash inflow, cash outflow, operating activity, investment activity, financing activity. All this where will you study, guys?
Financial management.
AS.
What is AS?
Accounting standard.
Accounting standard. Fund flow statement only you will study in financial management. See the connection, guys. Totally 6 subjects are there. So ensure that, okay, if somebody is speaking on the other side, put it in mute so that I will not know who is speaking on the other side. So put it on mute so that we will not disturb the recording. Okay, now coming back. Now, tell me what are the 6 subjects? Now let's speak some story. How many subjects we have?
6 subjects.
6. What is the first one?
Advanced accounting.
Accounting. Very good. Number 2.
Corporate law and other law.
Very good. Corporate and other laws. Number 3.
Taxation.
Taxation. So DT and GST will get covered. Then
cost management accounting.
Cost and management accounting or cost accounting. For 5th one.
Auditing and ethics.
Auditing ethics. 6th.
FMSM.
FM and SM. Now I used a word called auditor. I told for audit, you should express an opinion. You should give report. So for audit, you should have auditing report. For that, you should have standards on auditing. So auditing is succeeding the accounting. So for accounting, you will have accounting standard. Accounting standard will be there in accounts. Standards on auditing will be there in auditing. So for accounting and auditing, the base is going to be for an auditor, which is financial statement. Financial statement is defined under what? Which act? Companies Act. Companies Act. When you are taking over the company, you will ensure for cash, you should prepare a cash flow statement. So for cash flow statement, you will go to accounting standard. Fund flow statement, you will go to financial management. How to ensure that you are going to do a tax planning or a tax evasion or a tax avoidance, you will talk about direct tax and indirect tax. Okay. Now, how when you are talking about the strategic management, we were talking about the product, we were talking about the service, we are talking about the price, we are talking about the cost, we We are talking about sales, marketing, all these things. All that when you prepare a calculation, you will study costing. That's all is your 6 papers of CA Inter. Interconnection is going to be very crucial. So accounting, law, tax, this is okay. Costing, auditing, FM and SM is okay. But that's not we are going to talk about. We are talking about the connection. So now come back to the financial state. I told you, right? Once you finish the basics, we are going to discuss more. Then only this will work out. If you just listen to it, I don't think it will work out. You will have to speak more. Tell me, in financial statement, what and all you told you will cover? P&L account. You told trading and P&L. We said trading will not come. P&L account will come. Then balance sheet you told. Then cash flow statement. Cash flow statement mean where you will study.
AS3.
AS3. Accounting standards 3. Very good. Fund flow statement means where you will study.
Financial management.
Financial management. Correct. So financial management will cover. Okay. 3 items you told in financial statement. Tell me what is the 4th item, if you know.
Equity something.
Very good. Statement of changes in equity, if applicable. Every year there will not be change in the equity. Whenever there is a change, you will have to do it. 4th one is done. 5th one. Totally 5 are
Notes
there.
of accounts.
Notes of accounts. Notes of accounts. That means forming part of the above 4, you will prepare explanatory notes. Now, I asked you one question. What is that question? Now you told the answer. Balance sheet. Okay, I will ask you the next question. Should you write whatever you told as 5 items? No, should you write this in order?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is the order?
P&L, balance sheet, cash flow statement.
As per the Companies Act, first
Balance
will be
sheet.
balance sheet,
Balance sheet.
P&L,
P&L. Notes to account.
cash flow statement, statement of changes in equity, notes to accounts. Who told this order?
Companies Act.
Companies Act. Where you will study the definitions of Companies Act? Chapter number 1. What is chapter number 1? Preliminary. In preliminary, where you will study definition? Section number 2. In section number 2, so many subsections will be there. So section 2, subsection 40 will talk about financial statement. I have not even started with auditing meaning. Meaning of auditing, I am giving you this explanation, guys. Now, what is that one word I talked about? Financial statement. Okay. Now, just give me a minute. So we were talking about what? For one word called financial statement, we were telling this. Okay, tell me the order of the financial statement.
Balance sheet.
Balance sheet. Profit and
P&L.
loss account. Cash flow
Balance sheet,
statement.
P&L.
Cash flow statement.
I will go for a Excel sheet so that we can accordingly type also. So we were talking about balance sheet, correct? Financial statements. So I will write this.
Yes.
Are you able to see the screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So give me a minute. So guys, we were talking about what? We were talking about financial statements, correct? So when I'm talking about financial statements, what is that I was talking about, guys? Companies Act, right?
Schedule 3 of Companies Act.
Very good. So when I talked about Companies Act, what section did I cover? Sorry? First, I was talking about what chapter? Chapter number? Chapter number 1. Chapter number 1 will talk about what? Definitions. So definitions will be under what section number?
2.
Section number 2. Financial statement will talk about what? Section number 2, subsection
40.
40.
Now, should you write this in order?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is the order?
Balance sheet.
Very good. Balance sheet.
P&L.
Profit and loss account.
So, balance sheet plus
P&L.
P&L. Very good. Then
Cash flow statement.
Cash flow statement.
cash flow statement. Cash flow. Very good.
Notes to
Changes in
account.
equity.
Plus statement of changes in equity.
Equity.
Plus
Plus notes to accounts.
notes to accounts. Now, this is going to be the keyword for financial statement. Now, I'll ask you one question. Is this what the financial statement called? No. Financial statements inclusion only is this 5. When somebody asks you what are the inclusions in financial statement, you will talk about financial statements means you should go for 2 places. See what I'm writing. Chapter number 1 and chapter number 9. So when I'm talking about chapter number 1, I will talk about definitions. When I talked about definition, section 2, subsection 40. In that, they will talk about what are the inclusions in the financial statement. What are the inclusions that you have got? 5 are there. What are they? Balance sheet, profit and loss account. Okay, I'll ask you one more question. Have you heard about something called income and expenditure account?
Yes, sir.
When will you prepare that?
Non-profit organization.
Non-profit organization. Very good. So you will talk about non-profit organization. When I talked about non-profit organization means what I should remember?
Section 8 companies.
Very
Section
good.
8 company.
Section 8 company only will be called a non-profit organization. When I am talking about non-profit organization, what account I will prepare?
Income and expenditure.
Income and expenditure account. Very good. Income and expenditure account. But what I am talking about now, am I talking about income and expenditure? No, I am talking about P&L. P&L is for what? Profit organization. Correct? Now tell me one thing. Will you audit only for profit organization or non-profit organization also?
Section 8 companies also includes.
So audit is for both profit organization and for non-profit organization. Okay. Now I will ask you this. I am talking about financial statement, and financial statement is included in chapter number 1 and chapter number 9. Chapter number 1 will talk about definition. Chapter number 9 will talk about provisions, which will be based on Section 129 of what? Of Companies Act. Now you can ask me, sir, now are we in auditing or are we in law? The answer is you are in auditing only, but without knowing the basics of law, you cannot even touch auditing. Okay, shall I repeat again, guys? I have written so much of things, I will repeat, then you can write it in a clear-cut way. Now, I am not talking about something called audit. I am talking about financial statements. Financial statements, that means it will include so many things. But for your understanding, you should know about chapter 1 and chapter number 9. Chapter 1 will talk about definitions, which is preliminary. In that, section 2 also will be there. Section 2, subsection 40 will talk about financial statement. Financial statement meaning is different. Financial statement inclusion is different. This is inclusion. What I am writing here is inclusion. In inclusion, there are orders. There are some 5 items. You should write only in order. What is the order? Number 1, balance sheet. Number 2, profit and loss account, which can be income and expenditure when there is a non-profit organization, cash flow statement, statement of changes in equity, and notes to accounts. Should you change the order? No. So profit and loss account is for profit organization. Non-profit organization, you will prepare something called income and expenditure account. So for chapter number 9, for provisions of financial statement, you will study about section 129. Now, when I go to law, I will indirectly connect all these things because chapter number 9 is called what? Chapter number 9 is called
Accounts of
Books
companies.
of
very
accounts.
good. Chapter number 9 is called accounts of companies. After accounts only, what will come?
Auditors.
Audit and auditors will come. So now you know, before the word auditing, what you should study? Accounting. That only we are doing now. Are you understanding this connection? It has got no connection, but you should actually study like this because you are studying a professional course. Are you clear this? Are you clear with this? Absolutely clear. Any doubt you can ask. If no doubt, we can directly start writing this. Can you please write this? Write the heading financial. I have still not started with the definition of auditing also. Can you please write this? So section 2, subsection 40 only has this order, guys. Balance sheet, P&L, cash flow, statement of changes in equity, if applicable, then notes on accounts. Instead of P&L, you can go for non-profit organization. So you will prepare income and expenditure account. Chapter 9 means section 129. Section 129, chapter 9 means it is called accounts of companies. That's how you should remember. Please write this without making a mistake. Just visualize the whole flow. Okay, guys, are you clear till this? Financial statements, have you clear? Now you can ask me, sir, we should have started with what is auditing, correct? Without knowing accounts, how will you know auditing, correct? Priya is thinking, sir, am I in law class or auditing class, correct? Everything is interconnected only, correct? But first we should understand that the subject, one subject means, let's take for an example, guys. You are talking about Ramayana, you are talking about Mahabharata, you are talking about Jesus Christ, you are talking about Prophet Muhammad. Based on all this, they are going to do a TV serial. Okay? TV serial means how long it will go? Per episode, some 22 to 23 minutes it will go. Break and all will come, so half an hour. Okay, let's take for an example. Now, they are taking Ramayana, Mahabharata, or the Christianity or Muslim community, anything they can, you can take any example. Now, will they tell the whole story in 5 days, 6 days continuously? No, you will not be able to put this in the head. So what they do, they break it into something called mega serial. Serial wise, they will do. Your mind capacity will work only for 20 to 25 minutes. So they will give a serial with a commercial break in the middle. Correct? So Mahabharata means first kid is thrown, first episode. Second kid is thrown, second episode. Like that, they will explain the story. They will show all this visually. They will try to do. Similarly for a Jesus Christ, similarly for a Mohammedan, Prophet Muhammad, whatever it can be. Now, when I'm talking about this, like that only use your CA course also. There is no subject called accounting separately, auditing separately, tax separately, costing separately and all. If you are an auditor of the company, you should know everything about everything. But since because you will not be able to put that in the head, they broke it into subject. Each subject will concentrate on that, but everything is interconnected. Now, when you know this interconnection only, you can go further. Now, based on that only, you can, now I can do almost some 20 to 25 acts connection now, slowly one after another. But I am not going to do because I am not taking law now. Correct? So I am only in auditing. But for you to know what is there as an audit, you should know about the financial statement. First, are you clear till this? Are you absolutely clear? So chapter number 1 will have section 2, subsection 40. Chapter number 9 will talk about section 129. Financial statements. Based on that financial statement only, auditor will give a report. Auditor will give a opinion. Report means CARO. CARO means company's auditors report order. Only when you do accounting, you will do auditing. For you to know about accounting, you should know about accounting standard. For auditing, you will have to do auditing standard. Now see what I will do. Then I will go to the audit definition. Now guys, we are talking about AS and SA, correct or not? AS is accounts auditing.
Accounts.
Accounts. Chapter 9 or chapter 10?
9.
9. So in 9, you will talk from section 128 to 138. In that, accounting standards will be 133 section. SA, accounting or auditing?
Auditing.
Auditing. So 9th chapter, 10th chapter?
10th chapter.
10th chapter. So in 10th chapter, you will talk from 139 to 148. And you will have to fall in love with auditing. So 143. Easy connection. This is how you should study law and auditing together. Now, accounting will lead to auditing. 9th chapter will lead to 10th chapter. Based on that only, you will connect with auditing. So this is the basics that you should do. Please write this. Then I will go to the audit definition. Please write this. Then we'll go to audit definition. So I am indirectly talking about accounting standard in section 133 and auditing standard in section 143. Please write this. We'll go to audit definition. Okay, guys. People who are watching the recorded class also, people who are taking up live also, are you absolutely comfortable? Yes, I told you how they are breaking it open also. Yes, accounts means you should talk about accounting standard. Auditing means you will talk about auditing standard. Tax will be there, costing will be there, all that is fine. Yes. Now, shall we stop the sharing and go to the basic meaning of audit definition? Yes, I will share this. This for this 2 lines only, we are taking all this. Can you please read this? Meaning of auditing. What is audit? An audit is an independent examination of financial information. Now you can ask me, sir, you gave one story. You talked about financial statement. Financial information they have given. What is the difference? Financial statement is a structured representation of financial information. See the connection. Now I talked about section 2 subsection 40, section 129, all this we told, connecting accounting and auditing standard, all that is fine. I am not talking about financial statement here. I am talking about financial information here. That means indirectly what I am connecting financial statements is a proper representation or an integrated representation of financial statements. So what is financial statement? You should know, which we already covered. So financial information, integrated representation of financial information. So financial information will consist of so many items. That is what we said, audit of items of financial statements. So all this financial information, when you integrate, it becomes balance sheet or P&L or cash flow statement or statement of changes in equity or notes to accounts or a combination of everything. Indirectly, balance sheet plus P&L plus cash flow statement plus statement of changes in equity plus notes on accounts. That integrated represented information of your finance is your financial statement. That you should do as an independent examination. That means what? Nobody should influence you. What you give as a audit, that only is your audit. Now, I talked about what organization, profit-oriented organization or non-profit oriented organization. So it can be a profit and loss account or an income and expenditure account. Profit and loss account means profit-oriented. Non-profit organization means Section 8 company. Irrespective of what, it can be size or a legal form. It can be MSME. Micro, small and medium scale enterprises. It can be big enterprises. We are not bothered about the size. We are not bothered about in what form it is being done. It can be done for any forms of business organization. What form business organization? Sole proprietorship, partnership, whatever. HUF, LLP, cooperative society, company, it can be anything. For all this, audit is there. Whether it is recommendatory or mandatory, depending on that particular act. But all this as an independent examination is for the auditor to express what? The auditor to express the opinion thereon. Opinion means reporting. Reporting means carry. Are you clear with this connection? For this 4 lines, see what and all we have done. So why we have spoken about financial statement? It is a structured representation. I am saying integrated. It can also be called a structured. That means in a proper way. Structuring, who will tell? Companies Act will tell. What schedule? Schedule 3. Are you understanding this connection? Yes. So independently, without any influence, you will have to integrate or structured representation of all the financial information. It can be a profit and loss account or a income and expenditure. That means profit oriented or non-profit oriented. MSME, it can be for anything. Legal form, it can be sole proprietorship, partnership, HUF, LLP, cooperative society, club, trade association, whatever. And you will have to prepare, audit Auditing is not complete unless and until you express a opinion.